How's it going, Critter Family? Hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for all the kind words. It is good to be back. I'm glad to be back, back in action. I have a little bit more energy now. I am still very, very tired. I've been suffering from insomnia the last few weeks, which is one of the main symptoms of getting off of the specific antidepressant that I was on, which was sertraline, or the off-brand name of Zoloft. So that's just kind of one of the side effects. It's something you got to deal with. I am under the supervision of a doctor, so I didn't just get off it cold turkey. I didn't just get off of it on my own. So if you are going to do that, whether you're getting on one or getting off of one, I highly suggest that you are working with your doctor. So your doctor, your primary care physician, is able to monitor and make sure everything's going okay and that you're doing well. So I am doing better. I'm just very tired, but we're going to be working on that soon. Hopefully I'll be able to get some good night's sleep. And little Miss Ellie doesn't help because a certain someone likes to come sleep on my chest or come poke me in the face at night and go walking across my throat because she wants crunchies at night. So I have to go wake up and go give her a little snack. But anywho, enough yammering. Let's get to, this is a video by Tara. Of course, Tara has since stopped YouTube. Other people have mentioned it. I mentioned it. Tara herself has mentioned it, that she has confirmed that she has quit YouTube. In this video, it says Bella has a quotations Bella moment. We haven't had one of those for some time. So whenever we have a horse that has a moment, in this case, we'll say if Bella has a quotation Bella moment, then that doesn't mean that it's the horse's fault. We have to look at what we are doing to create this moment that the horse has. I noticed that the bit is just, this hides the wrinkles, but that bit just, you can see it from here. That bit looks really high up in the mouth. Looks like she's standing there nicely, but we're going to see what kind of a moment she has and what Tara did to cause it, because horses don't have that kind of a moment, or they don't just explode or do something silly. Just existing. You cause it. If a human is involved and something happens to the horse, usually it's the human who caused it somehow. Not always, but usually. So Miss Ellie is coming out of the window. We're going to see if she's going to walk across the desk or not. Come over here. Go. And she did. So now she's back on the bed. So let's just get started here. So she's having her do her little dance, irritating the horse, pulling back on her mouth. I wouldn't have a problem if there wasn't a bit in the mouth, but she's doing that. Backing her up, having her go sideways, making all of this into a fight with the horse. Ouch. She's pulling back on the bit in the horse's mouth. She's getting into a fight with the horse when really all you could do is just move your dang little step. You don't need to get into a fight with your horse over this. Like, it could be, it's impressive to some people that you can have your horse back up and maneuver and be all totally perfect, but I don't care. I would just take the step and move it. If the horse kept moving when I was moving the step and putting it towards them, that's one thing. That means the horse doesn't know how to stand still. Sorry, I'll stop trying to mess with the mouse. Sorry. I'll stop talking with the mouse, and people are like, you're making me seasick, so sorry about that. But I would not mess with the horse and get into a fight about it. Unless they're constantly moving away from the stool, then we need to work on something else. We need to work on more groundwork. But in this case, Bella is trying her best, and for Tara, that's just not good enough. Constant sidestep is not good for them. So there was a cut there, so I don't know what happened. I don't know how long it took for her to get her into position, or if she just moved the little step there. And I see that she's getting gloves on. Whenever you see someone who wears gloves when they're riding, means they have a death grip on the reins, or they hold the reins so much it hurts their hands they have to put riding gloves on. When you have riding gloves, that means you have a death grip that is pulling on the horse's mouth, that is causing them pain and discomfort, because the bit sits on what is called the bars. For anybody that doesn't know, the bars are gums in the horse's mouth, the spot where there are no teeth. It's part of the bony structure that is just covered in a thin membrane of skin, the gums. So that's where the bit sits, in between the teeth. And whenever you have a death grip on that and you're pulling hard, you're pulling straight on gums, straight on bone. And you're gagging the tongue back in the mouth. You're making certain bits have a break in the middle where there's, it can make like an A in the middle where there's a point that's going to dig up in the roof of the horse's mouth. All sorts of nastiness. I don't care how soft of a bit you use or how nice of a bit you use. I don't like anything in an animal's mouth that you have to use to control them. Okay, I'm all for bitless bridle, rope halter, just don't use anything in an animal's mouth. Gets mad at her. She's fidgeting. She's waiting because Tara's taking her sweet ass time putting her damn gloves on so she can have a death grip and rip her face off. Rip off Bella's face, with her death grip. She gets mad at Bella for not wanting to stand perfectly still in her position. Maybe she wants to see what Renz is doing, the cameraman. Maybe she just wants to see over here. Maybe she's tired of standing in this position waiting for you because she's not a robot. She's a living creature. Tells her to move back. It looks like she moved the stool, and she didn't really force her. She didn't get into a fight enough with Bella, so she just moved the stool over. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to sit there and go, don't you move, don't you do this, don't you do that. Don't get treats until you stand. I don't think a horse should always get treats. I mean, every time you get on them, and I think they should be able to learn to be able to stand, just like with a dog. I don't reward them every single time with a treat, every time they sit. I think they should be able to learn to sit, through repetition, and they understand when they understand, and they don't have to have the treat, but they get a real life reward. For the horse in this case, the real life reward after you say stand would be you just get on, sit on them, and just give them a little bit of release. Give them a second. Don't go walking off right away. Don't, there's difference between working with a horse and a dog. But when it comes to using treats in the form of positive reinforcement, I feel like in this way, it almost feels more like a bribe from Tara that like, hey, if you stand still, you get a reward. Versus, I'm rewarding you because you understand the behavior that I want, which is to stand still when I mount you. And when you can practice this behavior without me asking you to, then you definitely get a reward as reinforcement. That's just me. Steps off, plops in the saddle, backs her into the garage, as she always does. Ow, 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 ow. Very hard. She has grip with her gloves. Very hard pulling on the mouth backwards. Backing her into the damn garage. Falls off again. Pulls her with the bit. Now that cut there was to save time. I could imagine. I'm not saying that Tara is doing anything in between those cuts, anything super nasty. I just always question a cut in anybody's video. So she's going to restand. So instead of, again, she's starting to get into a fight already. She's asking for too much from this horse. She's asking for so much from this horse that the horse is like, dude, I already hate this enough as it is anyway. I'm coughing. I'm frustrated. I'm snorting. I'm frustrated. Quit asking me to do all these stupid human things that is a human concept that you move your butt around perfectly, or you stand here perfectly, or you step here perfectly. Don't move this foot. Don't move that ear. Don't move this. Don't do that. Don't do this, blah, 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 blah. Over controlling. We haven't even gotten to the Bella moment, but I can see why she would be building up on that Bella moment. So see, I don't think the treat really did anything for her. If anything, it distracted Bella. She's coughing. I don't like it when horses have to chew something with a bit in their mouth because they're just chomping on the bit more. We've got flared nostrils, head very high. She's moving about. And this video may or may not have come before she did, before or after she did the stand. I think this video came before. the last video did on her, where she taught her, she reinforced that Bella stand when she mounts her. But if you notice that that video was in the arena, not out here. So I would practice mounting here, in the arena, anywhere else that I'm normally going to be getting on my horse. That way you desensitize them and what's the word? All right, well, I can't think of this specific word that I'm trying to think of, but yeah, basically you desensitize them to the all the different areas that you're going to be mounting them. So that way they learn to stand still there and not just stand still in the arena, not just stand still here, not just stand still in the field, so on and so forth. Ouch. Tight bit. Horse, oh my gosh, look how far that bit is in her mouth. She can't even adjust herself without this slamming down on the horse. The horse's back is caving in without this horse backing up. Tight, tight, tight bit. This might be the Bella moment she's talking about. Frustration, she can't walk. Look at how tight that bit is. Oh my gosh. Look at how far it is in her mouth. This little black cover can't cover and hide everything there, Tara. We see it. I see it. Golly. That didn't look like a good walk-off.
I could tell straight away when I pointed her towards the menage that she was not happy about going in the menage instead of going out on a hack.
Well, yeah, no, duh. She doesn't like anything. She doesn't like you, Tara. She doesn't like anything about you. She doesn't like you riding her. She doesn't like being ridden. She doesn't like doing anything with you, whether it's in this damn arena where she goes in circles and circles and circles and goes sideways, left to right, left to right, left to right, versus going out and, God forbid, getting some fresh air in a nice little field and a nice little trail. So I don't know if she's asking her to do any of this. But this is definitely a horse that is irritated and frustrated, and she's trying to see, you can definitely tell that I'm getting more energy now. I just have to cover Tara and I'll get some energy and I'll wake up. This tight bit, she's not getting any release. Ears are pinned. She's jumping. She doesn't get any release of this tight-ass bit.
There we go. Bella having one of her Bella moments. It's not bad. Not compared to what it used to be. But still, she hasn't done that for a long time. But she's just telling me, no, I don't want to be in the menage.
Ouch. Ow, ow, ow. When a horse opens their mouth, they're in an extreme amount of pain. There's so much pressure on their mouth. They're trying to relieve it by getting any bit of leverage away from it. They're opening their mouth because it hurts. And this dummy here just doesn't notice or doesn't care. I'm going to say she doesn't care. Or she's so ignorant that she doesn't realize that she's putting so much pressure on this horse's mouth. After 60 years of doing this, or however long she's been doing this, some people claim they've been riding horses since before they were born. So when the mother was pregnant with them, they were riding horses. Okay, whatever. It's just, I don't know how you could not see it. She is causing all of this by not giving her... Now she's rewarding her for throwing her head up. After doing all of that, she's rewarding her for that kind of behavior. She's petting her, telling her, good, you just did good by throwing a fit. And I don't blame Bella for throwing a fit. Look at these flared nostrils. She's in pain. She's uncomfortable. She's already frothing at the mouth a little bit.
Walk on.
She doesn't want to walk on. She's refusing because you put so much pressure on her. You're pulling back on her face so damn hard, and yet you're telling her to walk on and kicking her forward. I would have a fit too. I mean, she just absolutely does not like you, Tara. She doesn't like you riding her. Put a competent rider on her. I'm not saying me by any means. I'm certainly no masterful rider. I mean, I can stay on a horse and not fall off for the most part, unless they're just, going into a blind buck and all that stuff, but it's not about... Put a competent rider on this horse who gives her a break in the mouth and put her in a bitless bridle, and I'm sure you will have a completely different horse. Blame the human riding the horse, not the horse.
By gum, she can be a little madam. She's not trying to get me off. It's not a worry. It's just a patience thing. You have to be
She's
patient with her.
frustrated.
She just wants to let me know she doesn't want to be in there. Bella has a very busy brain. Her mind's going all the time thinking of things to get her way.
Ouch. Open mouth. Open mouth. Ow, ow, ow. Pain. Oh my gosh, she's chewing on the damn bit, filing her teeth down. This poor horse. Oh my gosh, I hate to see it. I really do. I'm just as frustrated as this horse is. Stress pooping.
Try and get all that in one place, eh?
Very, very, very high head. Flared nostrils. Still chewing on the bit. Throwing her head. She says, I'm tired of being in here. I want to be free. I want to be a free horse. Otherwise, give me release on my mouth and stop plopping around in the seat and breaking my back and breaking my face and ripping it off and breaking my teeth. This poor horse. Just so much frustration. And this poor little horse. And to me, it just looks like she doesn't look like she's really doing... She barely has enough muscle strength to get into the saddle on a stool. You really think that she's going to be able to do a sitting post? I don't believe so. I think she's just slamming down in the seat. She barely can get up in the saddle when she's... Let's see, where is it? When she's on her little stool, which is supposed to be better for the horse, which it is, but it also, that's the problem that I have sometimes when you use and rely on a stool. When you rely on a stool, you lose the muscles in your legs. So watch her as she struggles to get in while she's on a stool. There's no way she could get on this horse from the ground. Watch these legs struggle to get into that saddle. And then we're going to watch her again as she gets on a second time. She doesn't have the leg muscle strength to be able to ride properly. Look at that. Struggling. Barely able to get in. She has to slam her... I mean, not slam. In that case, it was not a slam. But she has to, like, throw her body over the horse to get on the other side. She can't get up and hold her weight. She can't hold her weight with this one leg. And yet she's over here sit posting or, you know, doing the sitting post. And I see it as she's just plopping back in the seat. That squeaky saddle. Throwing her head. Poor little... She's just bouncing about on this poor horse's back. Who is still, in my opinion, too young to be ridden. This horse shouldn't have been started in saddle until she's 7. I know people always say, no, you can ride a horse at 4 and 5. There's no problem with that. No, horses' spines fuse at 7 years old. You can do everything else, go for light rides, go for this, that, but not these endurance rides until she is 7. The horse is not 7 years old yet. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to change my mind that it's okay. You don't want to wait the time it takes or take the time it takes to wait for a horse's spine to be fused until they are strong enough to carry you or to carry anybody else. You can go for small rides, but in the end, the horse's body is still growing. This young horse's body is still growing and is going to be ruined by someone riding her too early, someone who is too heavy for her, someone who doesn't know how to ride. And that doesn't mean that I'm saying that I'm better than Tara. I have eyes. I can see. This is not just to hate on someone. This is being brutally honest in the name of the horses, for the sake of the horse. Okay, I'm saying what this horse can't, or this horse is trying to. Just plopping back down in that saddle. Dipping. She says, I've had enough. Let go of my face. Get off of my back. I'm tired of doing this stupid sideways walk for you. I'm tired of carrying you. And this is not a Bella moment. This is a horse that is just so frustrated and so tired of carrying you. And she's trying to get her off now. Okay, so now she's going to run her in a circle. Look at that foam. This is from pain, people. This is what happens when you have a bit in a metal bit in an animal's mouth on natural tissues of the body, and you have a foreign object in there and it's foaming, trying to get it out. This is a natural response to pain, flared nostrils. So now she's going to run her in a tight ass circle and say, you can't be silly in a circle, because she learned this one trick and now she's going to use this for every time Bella is acting up. Kicking her, running her in a tight circle. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to show you who's boss. I'm going to keep kicking. I'm going to keep turning you in a circle. Toes are pointed.
Bella is not a nasty horse, but you do...
No, but you're treating her like a nasty horse. You're the nasty one here, Tara. I'll say it right now. I'll say it to your face. You're a nasty one. The way you treat this horse, open mouth. Look at this open mouth and how tight she has this bit, and her toes are pointed and her heels are not down, and she's lucky that she's able to stay in this saddle.
Take advantage.
She's not trying to take advantage of anybody. You're taking advantage of a very kind horse, of a very kind, patient animal that really is not going to try to hurt you. Seriously, who very well could. So to fix her Bella moment, all she does is just run her in a tight circle both directions, and then she's going to fix it. Ridiculous. The only Bella moment I saw here was frustration and hatred for the person. Maybe not even hatred. Hatred is a very strong word. But distaste, dislike, unwanting to be around you. Because she has these moments with you. Because you cause them, Tara. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of hate on this. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to speak up for the horse. If people want to hate on me, then go ahead. Because I know that I'm trying to fight for the animals' rights. And animals have no rights. They are seen as property. So anyway, thank you to all my members. Thank you to the Patreon supporters. Thank you to my subscribers. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, then dislike it. If you want to subscribe, then subscribe. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you would like to see next. If there's anything specific that you would like to see, leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much. Go say how to do to your little critters. Say how to do for me. Give them some kind of loving they appreciate. And until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.